May the June 21st be with you, friends. 2022. I've titled this video 16 swatting in 115 days. I don't think it's going to be a very long video tonight. I'll just give you some of the details. First of all, your effect on me to the harassing people has diminished, okay? So the local sheriff knows that nothing bad is happening at Wayne's house. They're totally cool with me. While the sheriff is driving over, because by law they have to drive over, they give me a call. And they're like, Wayne, we're coming over. I'm like, okay, see you in a little bit. And it's all no big deal. They get up here, they pull up, they're like, hi, Wayne. I'm like, hi. What's going on today? I'm like, how are you doing, Wayne? I'm like, well, not so good. We got that guy trying to kill me a few days ago. And so they asked me today, well, they said today, the call today was a person by the name of Anthony, which was the same name of the guy who visited me, had shot up a trailer park and killed some people, and the address was my home address. So I will say to the harassment people and the swatters, you've come up with another creative way to waste the sheriff's time. This time, not involving my name, just my home address. So the sheriff isn't mad at me. The sheriff knows I'm an innocent victim being harassed by some crackpots they've never seen the likes of. And they get paid to drive out here, and it does waste some of my time, but the fear has been diminished. And I'm ready. If somebody wants to walk on my property and trespass again, I'm ready for you. It's, big, more than wasting my time and more than wasting the police's time. Think about your life. You're actually endangering yourself, your friends, and your family. Think how disappointed your grandparents are going to be when you end up going to jail for these crimes. I'm hanging up that phone. Person from Washington called me, being very disrespectful. So think about your grandparents that literally, they put up with your parents that you don't like because your parents call you a loser. And now your parents were right. You are a loser because you're not winning. You got 24 hours in the day. You sleep 8. That's 16 left over, okay? Out of the 16 hours in the day that you have an opportunity to make the world a better place, what do? You take a shit in your poop in your hand and you throw poop all over the world. You're an idiot. You're literally an idiot, okay? You're absolutely jealous of my success. You really are. You're upset that this guy Wayne, who right now is a financial loser, okay? I'm not winning like I used to. And I'm a formerly successful person. Yeah, 10 years ago. But when were you successful? The answer is never. You never come close. I've had more success in my pinky than you'll ever have in your whole life, okay? And I want to encourage you to have success, okay? Your heart has been filled with hate, and I'm trying to encourage you to fill it with love. People have filled me full of love so much that I can love you, okay? So I'm going to coach you to a lifetime of success. Tomorrow is gone because it's yesterday. Alls we have is today. And alls we have coming up is tomorrow if God grants us another day on this earth, okay? So the only moments we have are right now. This moment is eternal, okay? So you can turn your life around. I've turned my life around many times. Like, I have about 23 years of sobriety, but I went off the wagon and I started drinking again. And today I'm 115 days sober, 100%, no alcohol or weed, not a puff, not a drop. Trust me, I would love to be getting drunk all through this whole experience of being swatted. It would be so much nicer if I was drinking beers and getting high. It would, but it's not going to get me out of my situation right now. I actually have all kinds of ideas I want to bring to market. My gravity control, lots of other weird ideas that only a guy like me can make. Okay. So I am driven to build things to make the world a better place. And you aren't driven. You have filled your body full of hate. And the only thing that gives you joy is hurting somebody successful like me. You feel if you can bring me down to your level, even just a few notches, that builds you up. I get it, okay? Let me tell you this. You can stop your bad behavior right now and get on the good path tomorrow. You don't need to get religion. You don't need to get anything but a positive mental attitude. With the wrong thinking, nothing's possible. With the right thinking, everything's possible. You just don't know how to achieve your dreams. And the first step is you might not have dreams, okay? So you've got to start thinking about things you want, vision training. Maybe you want a red Ferrari with tan interior and gold wheels. Okay, well, how much does that cost? Do you know? Like, you got to really step through all the different ways to get your dream built. Let me tell you one of my dreams right now, and it's a very petty idea. It's a startup company, and it's really boring, and you're going to laugh at me, okay? But this is something I feel so passionate about, and we're not talking gravity control. My idea is called live dice rolling. Imagine a pair of dice that you roll on a table, 2 dice, and up come the numbers, okay? I want to make a live dice rolling API, application programming interface with a it's real dice. It rolls them. It takes a snapshot of the answer, the result, and then a computer eye looks at those dice and it says it's a 5 and a 4. And then it sends that information through the internet to a gaming machine where dice have been rolled, like a casino game, okay? Yes, I'm aware that you can program a computer to randomize 1 through 6 random to give you a random dice simulation. But mine are going to be real dice rolls. Oh, yeah. I've thought this through. Like, I think I could partner with one of the major casinos in Las Vegas, like Steve Wynn has some casinos, like Caesar's Casino or the Golden Horseshoe. So it could be the Golden Horseshoe live dice roll API system or Caesar's Casino live dice roll. So this live dice roll could be an API feature for millions and millions of dice rolls every day, maybe millions of dice rolls every hour for online gaming. People play dice games on the internet, but it's a simulation. I would have a live dice roll, and every dice roll would have a timestamp right on the photo, and the photo could be accessed through the API if you needed, okay, for some type of authenticity. Maybe it's legal gambling. All right. The world doesn't need this, but I want it. All right. Because my friend and I were building Monopoly to play on Twitter, and I thought of a live dice roll. Like, it would be fun that you're playing Twitter, and then it's like roll dice, and then you can see a video. Oh, I got a 7. Oh, I got an 8. So live dice rolling adds a live component to a computer game because it's not a simulation. It's really a table in a room, maybe in Las Vegas, where there's thousands of dice rolling machines invented by Wayne Lambright, fulfilling all the dreams of online gamblers around the world with live dice rolling. To me, this is exciting. Like, I've told my mom about it twice. I keep bugging my friend Brian about it. I'm super excited about robot live dice rolling. The robot picks up the dice and it dumps it and takes a photo, takes a video, it puts it into the API system, and I could brand it. I could sell it to one of the casinos. I could sell it to all the casinos. Then the casinos get into bidding wars. Like, I'll let you roll 1 million dice for $10. And other casinos are like, we'll do 2 million rolls for $10. Whatever. The point is, it adds enthusiasm. It adds a live component to online gaming. Like, can you believe I'm so excited about something so silly and whimsical and frivolous, right? But I actually think there's a real need for a live dice roll. So you need to have something in life that makes you so excited that's all you think about. Okay, like right now, my swatters and my attackers are so excited about fucking up Wayne's life. Oh, Bob, I can't wait to tell you, we totally tortured Wayne today. Did you see how sad he was? Oh my God, I saw his frown and I leaped into the air with joy that Wayne was so unhappy. But you didn't make any money, right? All you can do is brag with your other losers about you guys losing at life. You guys are doing really good. You've got teamwork, you've got coordination, you've got online communication skills. These are business skills, but you're using them in the worst way. Like most bank robbers and career criminals are business geniuses with a little bit of laziness. They just want to cheat. They just don't want to go through the hard work. They got great ideas, but they just want to cheat life. And that's how they get caught, because since they cheat life, they don't think everything through, and then eventually they get busted. If you had just pumped your own brakes and sought a mentor and had a positive mental attitude, you could have taken your genius bank robber heist and turned it into a successful business. Like you had found a weak link in the security system of a bank, right? So you could have sold them super high level consulting services, or maybe a new computer system or a security system for millions of dollars. You could have protected the weakness that you had discovered, but you're not thinking like an entrepreneur. You're thinking like a criminal. So your thinking is stinking. The problem is that you're hanging around with the wrong type of people. And you probably grew up in a small town and you've never been exposed to intellectuals, people who are building businesses, people who know how to help people formulate ideas, to brainstorm. I'll teach you about brainstorming, okay? My friend Brian calls it idea birthing. Just like a new baby can't feed itself, can't take care of itself, can't do anything, you've got to take care of that baby. So a new idea, like my dice rolling, is a new baby. Not everything is figured out. I haven't figured out the pricing, the billing, the building I'm going to be in, how much electricity it costs. There's a lot of questions to this business. What happens if the machine breaks, right? Do I have a backup machine? What happens if the computer goes down and all the live dice rolls and all the backups get destroyed? Like there's all kinds of what ifs, right? So, but we don't have to do that today because it's a brand new baby. So when you hear a new idea, you say something like, okay, that's interesting. Tell me more. Don't be shitting on people's new ideas because it's a baby. You're not mean to a baby, so don't be mean to a baby idea. Okay, tell me more about your bank security idea. Well, you're like, well, everybody takes a break at 12:30 at every 30 minutes on the hour, and then they're away from the such and such for 5 minutes, and that's the opportunity to go rob them. I don't know. What, you follow what I'm saying? Like, you've identified something, but it's a criminal act. All right, so turn your criminal act into a business. My friend and I were talking about this old company called Woot, WOOT, and Woot had deals. Let's say, well, every day at midnight was a new deal. At 11:59, you didn't know what they were selling, and at 12 o'clock, you could get this cup. Normally, this cup is $10, but on Woot, it was 50 cents. Like, everything was deeply discounted, and they had all kinds of amazing things for sale. And they also had only so many of those cups. So there was artificial scarcity, or there was scarcity. There was, you didn't know what it was. So there was the excitement of wanting to know what was for sale. And they were like consumer products, iPhones and iPads and electronic gizmos, just things people would buy, but at a deep discount. And Woot got bought by Amazon for $100 and some million. The founders of Woot had a 3-year contract not to start another business like Woot. And as soon as their 3 years was over, they started another business and it's going gangbusters. And I told my friend Brian, I was like, these guys are so beautiful. Like, they're so intelligent. They know, they've got that business acumen. They just know how to do things. And he's like, well, maybe, he's like, well, what if it's money laundering, Wayne? I'm like, oh my God, that's so genius. No wonder they're having so much success. They're criminals. The new iPhone's $1,000, but they're selling it for $600 because they got a drug dealer to buy a bunch of iPhones, or got them stolen, or somehow got the iPhones. He paid full price, but he's selling them at a loss because it is money laundering, potentially. I'm not saying that their new company is money laundering, but that would be a way to launder money. And I'm like, God, that's so genius. Because I'm like, how do they make money? This is so weird. I can't figure it out. Well, sometimes businesses like on the internet could be money laundering. Isn't that interesting? I find that totally interesting. Now, I wouldn't encourage you to start a business that's money laundering, because it's not a sustainable business necessarily. Maybe it is for these guys. They're like making record profits and they sell it to Amazon. And Amazon's like, we can't even keep this thing going. How did they do it? Those guys are such geniuses. Well, they didn't know they were always doing business with Bob, the cocaine dealer, right? So sometimes these criminals they got so many layers of criminal behavior that they can sell a company for hundreds of millions of dollars to Amazon and nobody knows it. Publicly traded companies are often totally elaborate financial scams. I'm telling you straight up. Like, in startup, they won't give a guy like me money to start a company because they want an Ivy League guy, because he'll be able to present the company to Wall Street. Since he went to Ivy League, he's the best CEO to run the company. Yet really what's going on is they're all on the inside club that it's a financial scam. They're all willing to lie. Oh yeah, we've identified a $40 billion market and there's no competition, and we've already got these deals in the pipeline, and all we need is some funding, and once we go public, everybody's going to make money hand over fist. And they come through with their promises because all those original deals are all real, but they're all real scams. Just like Twitter. Twitter's a big circle jerk. They've got corporations laundering money through Twitter, buying big ad buys, probably knowing that 90% of Twitter are robots. And then they're pumping up the Twitter stock. Twitter management's like, hey, IBM, buy $100 million in ads, okay? Our stock's really low right now, $10. Once the public knows we just sold you all these deals for ads and our profits are going to go up, our stock's going to raise to $30. So since you gave us all this money, buy a bunch of our stock. And once we release to the public, we got all these big ad buys. People are like, finally, Twitter's making some big sales. We better buy their stock. So then you can ride it up and then cover the cost of all that money you just gave us, because we're going to pump and dump it. So they do all these fake ad buys. The stock goes up. The public thinks, well, it's logical the stock's going up because Twitter finally has their shit together and they're making big ad sales to big companies, and more big companies are going to follow because clearly it's working. There's no reason why that big company X would buy so much Twitter stuff unless they had proven it worked. So then they get another reputable company to buy and they keep pushing the stock up. Literally, it's complete. A lot of it's fraud. It's the long-term con. It's insider trading. This is why Elon Musk backed out of a $45 billion deal, because I think the sock puppets were bigger than he expected. Do you know what the numbers are on Twitter? I will tell you some of the numbers. So there are 1.2 million users at Twitter registered. That's what Twitter says to the public. Yet, somebody did some research. Only 70 million accounts have made a tweet in the last 15 days. And then 80 to 85 million accounts have made a tweet in the last 30 days. So that's really the user base. Because if you haven't used Twitter in 30 days, you're not an active user. So, and also verified members, there are I think there's maybe it's 400,000 verified businesses and 200,000 verified humans. Something like that. It's under 1 million verified somethings. Then the rest are all unverified. Why doesn't Twitter just verify everything? I tried to get myself verified and I uploaded my driver's license and they wouldn't verify me, even though they could. So they're manipulating something. They're hiding their robots. So if 80 million are active, but they have 1.2, 8 goes into 12, 1.5 times. What's the math on that? 80. Well, 1.5. I want to say only under 10%, maybe 80 out of 1.2, 8 to 12. I can't do the math in my head, but I think it's about 8% of users on Twitter are actually real. So 92% are robots. Whoa. So that means if you bought ads to show to humans, you bought 1 million ads, but actually 92% of those ads they sold you into robots. That's securities and exchange fraud. That's jail time. I think that's actually real. Those are real numbers. Where did I get? I have a screenshot of those numbers. There's some company that did the research. They did a scrape of Twitter, and they came up with these numbers because they're like an investment banker. And so investment banks have questions like Elon Musk. How many people are actually real at Twitter? That's a very good question. And so let's say it is 8%. So what's 8% of 45 billion? 8 times 4 is 32. So like 3 to 4 billion is the true worth of Twitter, since they lied about the rest. So Elon's like, nah, I'm not buying this company. They've been lying to everybody. Hello, Military Justice and Mr. H. Mr. H says, Anthony is dying in the desert. Is he? Where is he dying? I'll get to the commenters towards the end here. All right, switching gears. Well, not switching. Well, I told you about the swatting. So the sheriff came out, and I actually didn't ask the sheriff. I wanted to. I forgot. I was so busy showing him my solar panels and my inverter and my cross. I showed him my bow and arrow, and we just talked about why they were here. They're pretty cool guys. I'm happy with them. They seem happy with me. I kind of get the feeling like, well, they're not swatting themselves. Like the sheriff isn't calling in calls, but I kind of get the feeling like they're always interviewed. They're probably like, okay, all the sheriffs at Met Wayne, let's have a meeting tomorrow. And like, there's 20 sheriffs. Like, so does anybody think Wayne's lying? Like, so they're getting a summary, a collective consciousness of their interactions with me to see if I'm behind it somehow. The reason I feel this way is because I'm not getting much feedback from them. Like I even sent them a bunch of emails today with prank messages. I got a call today. Wayne, Anthony's coming back, and he's got family, and they're gonna get you, and he's gonna get you, and you better be worried. I can play it for you. Let me play the message for you. This will be good. And it's a very thematic voice. Theatric. Yeah, theatric. It had good melody to it. We'll have to wait for this to turn on. Here's why I'm not necessarily afraid of somebody killing me. If you wanted to kill me, you wouldn't tell me you're on your way to kill me. You just come here and kill me, right? Why alert me? We're almost there. audio. Unable to play. Okay, let's. Here we are.
Oh, now then, Mr. Wayne Lambright. Although it pains me to say it, Anthony shall be returning across the border tonight. But before he does, his family, who have several powerful connections, have deemed it necessary that a minor problem, that problem being you, shall be dealt with. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ta.
So, Anthony's powerful family lets him work at Amazon, the pushing boxes? I'm confused. Let's hear it again.
Oh, now then, Mr. Wayne Lambright. Although it pains me to say it, Anthony shall be returning across the border tonight. But before he does, his family, who have several powerful connections, have deemed it necessary that a minor problem, that problem being you, shall be dealt with. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ta.
Several powerful friends. Well, I just don't think that's true. I just don't. H, so let's talk about H here. He says, Wayne, Anthony is dying in the desert. H, prison. Oh my God. Which is it? Is he in prison? Is he dying in the desert? Apparently, Anthony was on his way to Mexico and then crashed his car, and then he was walking to Mexico. So I'm guessing that's Tijuana, which is just like some. I've been to Tijuana. It's been 30 years. It's just like any. It looks like Los Angeles at some some less than rich area of Los Angeles. I don't want Anthony to die. I want Anthony to get his shit together. I want Anthony to have a prosperous life. I want him to be on the right path. I don't wish him any ill. I don't even know him. He didn't harm me. He's just a really confused guy. Maybe he just came out here to scare me. Because they all enjoy a good prank. That's, a federal offense. Sometimes people have screws loose and we got to use the tools to tighten up those nuts and bolts. He just needs guidance. He needs leadership. He needs a parental figure. Isn't that, I think I just described literally 80% of all kids. They don't have parents. They don't have parental figures. They're lost in life. Fuck, I'm age 53. I'm a little lost in life. Like, things aren't going so well for me. I told my mom about what happened, and she replied back, has somebody hacked your account? Is this really Wayne? So I called her, and I started to tell her what's going on. She's like, I can't handle this. I got to go. And she wouldn't listen to me. I really have nobody to tell. I mean, my mom doesn't want to listen to me. It overwhelmed her. I think she's emotionally, too stressed about it. So I really can't count on my mom for anything anyways, other than to ignore me. I really just don't have hardly anybody to talk to about it. Here's what I tell myself. Tough shit, Wayne. Get over it. Either they're going to kill you or they aren't. And just do the very best you can. Proper planning prevents poor performance. I got my weapons out. That's all I can do. I'm not a guy who lives in fear. I don't lock things. I mean, I lock my place when I leave, but in general, I don't. Like, my car has 2 broken windows, right? You could easily break into my Mercedes when I'm at Walmart. I got shit in there. I just let it go. Like, you got to learn to let things go in life, because life is so short and people worry about so many small things that really just don't matter. Somebody asks, have I considered logging off the internet? Yeah, I have logged off the internet for many weeks and months, and they keep swatting me because they want to talk to me. They just want to be torturing me. Here's the thing. People who tell me to get off the internet, why don't you get off the internet? The internet is the greatest communication tool ever. Why don't you quit watching TV? Why don't you quit driving your car? Why don't you just stop everything you're doing? No, I'm not quitting the internet. The internet is my enjoyment in life. It's the reason I became successful. It'll be part of my future success. All right. I'm actually thinking of starting a whole new channel for entrepreneurs. I won't talk about politics. You'll never hear me talk anything about politics. It's only going to be about business, like my dice rolling and who I think I'm going to sell it to and how I'm going to build it. So it'll be engineering and startup conversations. Super boring stuff. Only business people will be interested. It'll be my engineering projects. There will be Wayne soldering shit, Wayne building shit, Wayne selling shit, Wayne spitballing business ideas with other like-minded individuals, my startup friends. That's all we talk about anyways. We don't talk about politics. There's not much you can do about politics. And politics right now only brings out the bad people. Like politicians in general are pathological liars. They just tell people what they want to hear at that moment to move the conversation forward in their direction. I mean, that's literally the problem we have in America is no politicians keep their word. There's no accountability. They just do whatever they're doing. Like there's a secret hand that's guiding politics. People that have a different agenda. Like I'll make up something like, let's say they got to sell more yellow T-shirts for some reason. So the leaders of the world are like, look at, we got yellow T-shirts we got to start selling. So all politicians, you got to start promoting the yellow T-shirt. Okay. And then before you know it, all the politicians are talking about the yellow T-shirt. They're just doing what somebody else tells them to do. Like global warming. Actually, I'm not going to comment. It's, you know, I don't care who this is. I'm doing a video, okay? Turn off my phone. You can leave a voice message. Politics just isn't real. This is why we have a broken nation. So I thought I could put a dent in this. I thought I could turn things around. There aren't enough people who want to support me. So we'll just let the world die, guys. And guess what? You're going to die with it. You had a chance to support the bright future, but you don't want to. You want the world to die. Okay? You don't want me in politics. You don't want love anything about me. So fuck you guys. The world is going to die and you're going to die with it, okay? You had a chance to have a real fighter, a real strong guy like me fighting for you, but you don't want me. So fuck you. You're going to die. The whole world's going to die. You had me. I could have done a great thing, but you don't have me anymore, right? You didn't support me. So fuck you. You're going to die. If you got the, well, I can't talk about all those things, but there's a Trojan horse floating in your body with graphene oxide. Watch out for those blood clots. I tried to warn you, but YouTube shut me down. You're going to die. Us purebreds will inherit the earth. I'm going to move on to doing other things, surviving, running a business, doing what I can to survive, getting away from you people. You're toxic, you're evil, you're broken people. You don't want to support me. You only want to harm me. You have pissed off so much law enforcement, you might die. They might not give you a trial. They might just snuff you out during the arrest. You really pissed off a lot of law enforcement. calling in bomb threats all across America. You dug your own grave, okay? You hated me so much, it's coming back to you. The karma boomerang, okay? Shutting down my phone. I didn't expect this one to be so long, so I don't really have anything other to say. We'll go on a little bit longer. We're about to enter war. We're in a soft war now. We've got a senile president who could give a fuck about you and I. You Democrats, yeah, the adults are in office. No, they're not. The sociopaths are in office. And you're such hateful, bitter bitches. That's all you cared about was destroying America. Well, you're going to die with America. Okay? Us purebreds, pure bloods, we're the ones who will live. We're not going to inherit America. America's dead. It ain't coming back. Tell me something that really does work in America. I can't name one thing that works in the government. Not one. Post office. That works. Nothing else works. Everything else is corrupt. There's no guarantee you could get an honest anything out of anything. Look how butthurt the Democrats are about Roe versus Wade, right? People losing their mind over this. They thought, the Democrats control the House and the Senate. They couldn't pass through any bill. They can't accomplish anything right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's the corruption. So America's broken. Like, fuck these promises. Fuck voting for both parties. We're dead. Accelerationism. You deserve it. There's a quote about government. You get the government you deserve. We deserve this because Americans, they have filled their heart with hate. They don't have a heart full of love. If they loved Americans, there'd be a zillion guys like me trying to make the world a better place. But there aren't. I'm an outlier, okay? Why am I so hated? Because I'm so honest and I'm so truthful and I'm so authentic. You're not going to see another guy like me. All right, guys, we'll go for the comments now. Let's see how many of you have been adults here. Somebody says to check my Telegram messages. Okay, let's check the Telegram message. Oh, my phone's off. Hold on. Guinea Pig says, you let my friend die. No, you let your friend die. You set your friend up for a failure, man. Oh, how do you know it's the police, Mr. H? Yeah, I saw it's the police calling, but it's you imitating the police or you doing a three-way call to the police. And by the way, the police can leave a message. They can roll up to my property if they want. I'm not doing anything. Whatever business they got calling me, they can leave a message. It ain't that big of a deal. Oh, my battery's dead. Oh, well. All right. So there's a lot of people here who know who those calls were, which were the police number. But there's no way you could have known that unless you were part of those calls. So now you just outed yourself. You gave away your YouTube handles. All right. Do some screenshots here. David, did I ever get the AC running? I did. I had it running for 4 hours. The problem is during those 4 hours, I'm not charging my other batteries, and I need 3 batteries charged every night to make it through the morning from my refrigerator. And Next on the agenda is the internal combustion engine running on hydrogen. And I didn't get anything done today because of the pranksters and me calling. Like, I spent an hour on the phone with the New York PD. I was teaching him how to use some computer stuff and telling him some stories. And then I spent, about an hour today with the sheriff. I made some good spaghetti. One of your stalkers keeps saying they're sending the police, Wayne. You got to deal with the discords. Oh, you can do whatever you want with the police, right? The police are a public service. And if you lie to the police, then that's very often a federal offense. And it's not me lying to the police, it's you guys. So they're going to have to deal with the consequences. Well, oh, damn. Did you think if you put up a bunch of sandbags around the shed, it would keep you cooler, or would that be too heavy for the wall to support? Well, sandbags they would support themselves, so there wouldn't be any problem against the wall. The problem with the sandbags is they heat up during the day, and then they radiate heat at night. You would need about 2 feet of sand so the heat wouldn't penetrate to the interior wall. I looked into buying sandbags. They want about $1 per bag. My friend can't loan me the money right now, so I'm really low on money. And my solution is cardboard. I'm going to try to go to town and find a bunch of cardboard. I'm going to be hitting places I think that might have cardboard free. Like, I'll go through the back of some of the smaller grocery stores that throw their cardboard away. Maybe they don't have a cardboard press. I think a lot of people recycle cardboard these days, so it might be hard to find. I don't know yet. There's a place I get the wood, and they seem to have a fair amount of cardboard there. I brought home some cardboard before. I really need 2 full loads of cardboard inside my car and then strapped to the roof, like 2 foot high at least, of cardboard. And then I want to make the cardboard this thick and then fill in the gaps with the spray foam. But I'm not going to do any of that until I get the air conditioner working on the internal combustion engine. For the most part, I think I'm going to be able to survive the summer heat. I'm not going to get much done. The swimming pool, the bathtub, is really like air conditioning. I mean, I'm in there 5 hours out of the day, lowering my body temperature. And I got the 1,000-gallon swimming pool full of fresh water to make sure my bathtub water is kind of clean. So that's enough to survive. I was hoping my computer doesn't work past 10 in the morning. Like right now, the fan is on and the CPU temperature is 160. I'm actually surprised it's working this well. I don't know how it's doing it, but it's working. Yeah. Today, well, sometime next week when I go to town, I'm going to get the DMV manual for truck driving, the commercial truck driving license. That's exciting. In 5 days, I can take a drug test because it'll be 120 days since I smoked weed, so I should be able to pass a drug test. I couldn't sue anybody, man. There's no money for attorneys. I just have no money. Nothing is happening. Yeah, I think I would pass a drug test now. But they said 120 days, so it doesn't matter. I'm not. I guess I could go into truck driving school now. We'll see how it goes. I got a lot of drama going on here at the house, and my life is really slow. So it's better that I go slow and don't make mistakes than go fast and make a bunch of mistakes. I really can't afford that. So, all right, guys. Well, swatters, I hope you're planning the next swatting because you're going to get caught. Uh, I'll see you guys later.